Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is another episode of Evol Live. We got another discussion with the horror community tonight. It's going to be awesome, talking about one of the most interesting shows out there on television, the horror of Dolores Roach. If you haven't checked it out, it's on Amazon Prime. So make sure you check that out. It's very interesting, like premise and some wild things that's going on in that show. We got some awesome people tonight to discuss the happenings of what's going on in the show. So we're going to introduce those people. So first we got in the building, first timer on the Evol Live is Aaimz. We got Aaimz Taco in the building. How you feeling tonight, Aaimz?
I feel good. It's a good day.
Yes. Professional voice actor, cosplayer, amongst all the other things you do. Thank you for joining. Should be a fun time.
Thanks for having me.
Oh yes, of course. Let's see. And we also got Natasha Saytan 666 in the building. Welcome back, Natasha. Riotgrrrl666. Yes.
Good to be here.
Yes. It's always fun to have you. I'm ready to talk. I know you're gonna have some interesting things to say. Some very interesting things to say.
I'm excited for it.
Yes. All right, and we also got in the building the one and only Lady ShaSha in the building. What did I just watch? Thank you for stopping by, Lady ShaSha.
Hey, thank you for having me.
Yes, Lady. Of course, if you watch the show, Lady ShaSha has been on here, multiple times, and she's one of my favorite guests because you bring a certain you bring facts is what I'm going to say. You bring facts and you bring history. I'm all about like feelings. This is what I felt, but you come with the facts. You're like, actually, this happened, and this actor, was here, and they, you connect the dots. So thank you for stopping by.
I love trivia.
Yes. And last but not least, we got NYC's spookiest MC. Matter of fact, the world's spookiest MC in the building. We got Xero Gravity, Blurry Massacre in the building. How you feel tonight, Xero?
I'm feeling great. You, sir, cannot get rid of me. I'm ready.
Oh yeah, I'm like I already know I had to get Xero in this conversation because I already know. So we definitely gonna get into it. So we're gonna add everybody back to the stage. Thank y'all for stopping by, everybody. We got Tony Man in the building. What's up, Tony Man? Life is good, man. Life's good. We got In Love with Horror. Yes, love y'all. Thanks for stopping by. We got Jaleesa Taylor in the building. Thank you for stopping by. We got a Polo Surf. Thank you for we want more ASMR videos. You know what's crazy? I was recording the ASMR videos and I started to fall asleep while I was recording the ASMR videos. So well, who knows what we'll see in the future. So we're gonna get this started. I first heard about this show. Well, actually, no. I was listening to the podcast. Have any of you listened to the podcast?
I have.
Yes.
I have not.
Yes. It took me down like a journey. I remember it was like around the time when I first got put on the podcast, and I was like, yo, this is very like creepy, crazy ass scenarios, and the voice actress, like she was delivering on point.
I was surprised they called it a podcast because it was like more like a radio play, like what they used to make in the 1940s.
Well, that's what they do. A lot of dramas, like radio dramas, or they put it under podcasts.
Mm.
It's like an umbrella term now, because you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but radio drama would be the proper word, like you said.
Radio drama, yes. I loved it. I loved every moment, honestly.
It was so good.
Yeah.
What
It's
did you have
surprising
any
what the actors were, because I was really surprised that it was Bobby Cannavale playing Luis, especially being that he's playing a character that's like 30 years younger than him, because I'm pretty sure Bobby Cannavale is about 50.
That's the great thing about being a voice actor. We can voice any age forever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's pretty.
And Margaret
solid.
Cho, I think Margaret Cho was one of the characters too, wasn't she?
Yeah.
I actually pulled up. I made sure I had everyone's IMDb, the podcast, and the show up just for this reason. Yeah, a lot of great names were in this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they were.
Donnell Rawlings was in it too.
Oh wow,
Donnell who's he?
Yeah, it doesn't say.
I'm rich, bitch.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Ashley Larry, whatever. It doesn't say what he played, but I'm pretty sure I know what he played. You know what I mean?
Was the voice actress the same as the actress on the show, because they sound alike?
No.
Oh wow. It's like uncanny how much they sound alike.
I think they sound different to me, like just off, but definitely they can be related. I definitely agree with that. There is a great good similarity between the two. Like, it's not too drastic of a change if you listen to or watched one or the other, which was really nice. And it's just that what I like about both of them is the authenticity of the New York accent is so authentic. Like, I know both of them are from New York. You know what I mean? Like it was just so good. Yeah, definitely.
Oh yeah, the voice actress, she had that gruff. You know, she had that on the radio drama.
Yeah. Yeah. I definitely feel she was a little more like gruff than the show actress.
In the building.
Yeah.
I mean, she still did her thing. I was like, okay, you know, because I honestly, like, if they were casting, like, I would have never thought about her, but she delivered. She delivered.
Yeah, she did amazing. Yeah, definitely did amazing. I feel like also compared to maybe because, you know, that's another thing when you're listening and then you start imagining it in your head, like also when you listen to an audiobook. I felt like the show Dolores felt more tame to me than the radio one, but I don't know if it's because, you know, we continue on and she just gets more out of pocket as it goes. So that's probably what it is. But yeah, I definitely feel like the radio one was a lot more like gritty compared to the show one.
Yeah, I was waiting. Like, I don't want to spoil it for, like, I know Natasha, you haven't heard it yet, or anyone who hasn't listened to the radio drama, but the ending of the radio drama, I was like, yo, like, are they going to go there with the show? You know, which, you know, they didn't, but you know, maybe there's a season 2, who knows, because they left us on a cliffhanger. So
that's what I'm saying. I was like, once the show was over, I was like, I need more of this. So that's when I listened to the podcast, and it kept going, and I was like, oh my god, I need more of this. It was just so good. Both of them equally are so good. It doesn't take away from one or the other. It's just like they're so enjoyable.
Oh yes. How did you guys feel about how it opened up? You know, because I was not expecting that. Like, someone who's listened to the radio drama, how it opened up, and it's like the play. You know, basically they're telling her story. Like, how did you guys feel about that?
I after, like, you know, listening to podcasts, I get the reason, like, the why they produced it like that, because, like, you know, like, when it becomes a visual, she's narrating and breaking the fourth wall in the radio. She's talking to us the entire time, the listener. So when you're gonna do a show, it's not gonna be like Fleabag, where she's looking at us in the camera, you know what I mean, breaking the fourth wall, giving us little like so I kind of like that they kind of went in with the whole joke about her being like the Sweeney Todd of the Heights, and how they made it like into a scenario where her notoriety became a whole famous play. That's what happens with killers. Like most horror movies are based off of true crime situations. So I really do like how she just walks in, and then instead of her talking to us now, she's telling the chick that's playing her.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think that worked too. As someone who didn't listen to the podcast, like for me, it worked really well, and it was sort of like worked well with like how the show like developed as well.
Definitely.
I might have even been a little bit confused because I went the other way around. So I binged it and like I watched the whole series in a day, and then same thing as Aaimz. I was like, all right, what's next? And then I started the podcast, but they start off, introducing the podcast and then how that got all poppin', turned into the Broadway show. So I thought that was going to stay there because I kind of went in blind other than like, the uptown version of Sweeney Todd, whatever that might look like. That was enough to get me in the door. So like I was good. But I thought I was going to stay in that setting, but I'm actually very okay that I didn't, other than the fact that like Brian Fuller was there, and I was like, oh, this is a nice little cameo in the first 30 seconds, okay, just in case I tried to leave, but I'm back now. But I would love to actually see the show, and also like the podcast, like Aaimz is right, like we're being spoken to by the main character, but then in the show, like the podcaster is a whole other character. He's the guy upstairs, and I want to listen to his podcast.
Yeah,
because something tells me that like he doesn't have the same story that she does.
Of course not.
Right.
That twink don't He's definitely like that. He was so messy too. I loved it. He was so messy. But he was so perfect. I kind of like that. Also, the fact is, it was kind of like it felt like an Easter egg. He felt like one whole Easter egg to me.
He was.
You know what I mean? He was like,
egg, yeah.
He's literally in the middle of making the podcast drama off of her. Like
that
I
we
really
then went to go listen to, kind of.
Yeah.
That's the era that we're in right now. I feel like at one point we're eventually going to get some sort of serial killer who someone's been following around, some podcaster's been following around, or some investigator.
It happens now. I'm really big into true crime. That's what currently happens now. Like actually, some podcasters have helped solve like crimes that are cold cases too, especially because like the police kind of just like let it in the dust.
Did anyone see Totally Killer?
Oh, I haven't watched it yet.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say anything else.
Okay. Tight-lipped.
I'll watch it tonight.
Yeah, it's about the evolution. It's about the evolution, But I got my first question for you guys. Now, if you were in this situation, that Dolores found herself in, and you found out that your friend who was helping you out, and you were heavily dependent on this person, you found out this person was chopping up folks, and serving them up, would you snitch on them, or would you feed them more?
I'm not going to jail for nobody. First of all, I thought you were going to start off and say, would you go to jail for
yeah, that's what I thought he was going.
And I was going to say, no, I'm not going to jail for no man. This man offered him. The drugs are over there, and it's in the tile next to the toilet. There you go.
Matter of fact, he would have been a part of my plea deal. I'll tell you everything.
Exactly. Let's start there. Let's not even start.
Let's turn state's evidence like that.
Yo.
So no love for Dominic at all.
Dominic. No. Absolutely not. Yo, she be getting me so like I don't know, like maybe because it's more like talking to us in the podcast. I'm gonna go back and forth from show and podcast. I'm sorry. And like she got me tight on the show about the Dominic thing, but it was a lot more heavy on the Dominic thing in the podcast because she's, it's in her mind. So she keeps talking. And I would get so irritated because I'm like, girl, you got played and you're still going to be a pick-me about this man. Like, stand up. Stand up.
It does not. it doesn't compute in my Virgo brain. Like I'm
a Virgo too.
Thank you.
I can't.
We are incapable of operating this way.
Exactly. I could not process it. I could not relate. I was like, nah, you're in the wrong, girl. Like, you keep getting worse. And then every time he comes up, you get 10 times worse. Like, got me tight. In the show too, like, honestly, every time he was brought up, it would be like a trigger for her. She's so sensitive when it comes to involving him. But he's such a big key mystery component that, like, lets you know there will be more to the show. Because, like, the mystery of where is he? Is he dead? Is he not dead? There's so much around this one man that I cannot stand. And I'm just like, forget about him. Move on. Like, oh my God. Yeah.
He definitely
was definitely the best toxic relationship on television.
It's
I think the best toxic relationship is her and Luis.
Oh yeah,
that's the best toxic relationship.
Wild.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
If a dude will hide bodies for you, like
for real.
Yeah. And she didn't even have to ask him. He just started off with that. He was like, "Oh, I handled it just like that."
But if we're gonna talk about Louise, isn't that like linked to like his mommy issues? You know, watching.
Oh, there's a lot of issues. Yeah,
there's a lot of issues.
That boy, he's a victim. Like, he needed help day one. He's never had anybody help him, and the person he cared for was gone. And then, like, his story. I like really feel for him in a way, because like he's sick. Like, he's mentally sick.
Yeah,
and he just got taken advantage of by a woman that, like, oh, it was just sad.
Yeah, that was really sad. I was really shocked when like that detail came up. I was like, what's happening? That whole sequence of like
that was a lot.
That was a lot.
I was like,
yo, that was like 16 episodes in 5 minutes.
Yes.
The lore is crazy. This is some lore.
Yeah, that lore got crazy.
And if he don't get an Emmy,
honestly,
for that scene, just for that, he's explaining to her what happened.
He deserves it.
Yeah, for me, with him in these like frantic like phases where he just like picks up a joint, smokes, and he's like talking about like hiding bodies and putting them in empanadas. He's just like smoking his weed, all casual.
Yeah. Oh, that's the greatest thing that is totally the same when it comes to the show and the podcast is Luis's weed intake. Every time he, how like he was talking about each strand, that was his, like, it was kind of like his stim or comfort. Every time he feels like under stress, he'll like talk about a strand. He does it a lot in the show too. Like, that was consistent. Like, it doesn't matter.
It was dope, because I remember listening to the radio drama, and I'm like, okay, like the way he was describing it, I'm like, where can I find this?
Yeah, right. We should do like a collab, like, no joke.
Yeah.
I don't want to eat his food though, but
no. If they make edibles, I'm not having them.
Yeah, no.
We got.
I need to say the FDA approved sticker on it, real big.
I need to see every ingredient, every ingredient down to the salt. Like.
We got Tony Man saying that's not toxic, that's love. I'd have bodies for the woman I love.
And just like that, Tony Man 100, you are on a list
somewhere. I just wrote that down.
Tony Man 100. Okay.
Got that.
That's that you guys bring up the empanadas. Have you eaten an empanada since?
No.
Like a week ago. Yeah,
that never stops me. When it comes to horror and food and stuff like that, I eat it. I eat during it. Like,
to be honest, there's only empanadas like left and right where I am, so I haven't had the opportunity.
If anything, it made me want empanadas right after I saw it.
Yeah,
I just crave empanadas.
I put an Easter egg in the background to see if the chat would pick up on it. But no, this is empanada.
It's so far away. You know what I thought it was? I thought it was an omelet.
Honestly, I thought it was a dumpling.
Me doing bones and all.
Oh man, yeah. The well, I've had an empanada, recently. It didn't deter me, but I did think, like, as I was buying it, I did think about the show, but I was like, let me not be like that. Let me not be like that.
I will say they did kind of put me Sorry, go ahead.
No. Go ahead. You started first. I'm sorry.
I was never one to go out to. I mean, I will go out and get empanadas. Aaimz and I will go to Empanada Mama a handful of times after long drunken nights. Shout out to Empanada Mama, open 24 hours. Girl, we love you. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Mhm.
And I'm not one for like this. They do have sweet ones, but I'm not going there. But Dolores, she gets the guava and cheese. And so not the last time I went to get empanadas, but the time before that. Unfortunately, this place is like near my job, so it was kind of like unavoidable. But I did get a guava and cheese. I'm like, okay, let me see what's up. And it was delicious. It's the first time I can say that I have paid for a guava and cheese empanada thanks to the heart of Dolores Roach.
Amazing.
So what does it taste like, the guava? What is it?
Guava? I mean, it's sweet. It's like like the peaches in syrup, like
Gotcha.
kind of that kind of consistency. And then like the cheese is just like, it's more like a mozzarella, like cotija kind of thing. So it's good. It's good. Yes, I would recommend it.
All right, I gotta check
I
out
feel
the
like-
guava.
On the hunt now.
I feel like something's wrong with me because the show made me want empanadas.
Yeah, that's what we're all saying.
Being that I'm not from Florida, I'm from Connecticut, but I live in Orlando, and there's a lot of Cubans places around here, so we always go to Zaza's to get the empanadas. And I was there getting empanada like the day after the show. I finished watching the show. It just made me hungry, and maybe there's something wrong with me.
Yeah,
but that's how I reacted to it.
I'm on the same boat. I'm the same way. Like even when I saw Fresh, I was hungry as hell.
Like,
I was like, damn, I want to go to a high-end restaurant now. This is
Right. It's time for, I think I should go to a chef's table.
Exactly.
That titty looked delightful.
It's just the way he'd be like, and I'm like, damn, you know what? I think I want some pork.
And side note, the other day I went to Fuzzy's Taco, and I actually felt like more appreciative after the whole Atlanta situation. I was like, I can walk anywhere in these restaurants in Orlando and get served. I don't have to be dressed up. I don't have to pay 18% gratuity. I can just go anywhere here and get some food. I'm very thankful for that.
See, I feel like television can do that for you. Like I know every time I watch what is it, Harold and Kumar Go to White Castle.
That's some product placement right there.
Yeah,
that whole movie's just product placement.
Yeah, seriously. Same with like The Bear. I don't know if you guys have watched The Bear.
I love The Bear. Yes, chef.
Give me everything, chef.
Yes. The Bear. I made that omelet. After The Bear, like I made that omelet she made.
I made that omelet. Was it delicious?
It was banging. It was so simple, but I had to.
I didn't finish the series, but I do have a question. Did they ever get him to start making spaghetti again? I know it was a large plot point where people wanted him to start making the spaghetti again. And he was like, I'm not making spaghetti.
The spaghetti comes into play, but he doesn't.
Yeah, I don't think I can. He doesn't make it. That's not a spoiler. Yeah, he doesn't make it.
He doesn't make it.
Yeah. But there's a point of that spaghetti sauce.
There's a point to the spaghetti sauce.
It's very, very sentimental, you know. Just like that. What was that? The Christmas dinner, you know, that they were
Oh
having.
my gosh.
Yeah. That shit was triggering.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah, I was like, this is getting too relatable.
Everyone's yelling at each other. Yeah. It's Christmas.
Now, if you guys were Luis, you know, and you were chopping up body parts and things like that, which body part would you use for your empanadas? You know,
the most meat is the ass. Yeah,
yeah.
Yeah, it's the thighs and the ass have the most meat.
Yeah.
Trust me, I thought about this.
That's a smart answer. You know, I was thinking of just chopping up somebody's like their face flesh and stuff like that, you know. But
you always go like full dark.
It's like the most like thinnest part. Like you ain't getting no fat from that.
That's why it's expensive.
Yes.
Like a sashimi.
Exactly.
Out like a sashimi.
That's an empanada. That's like $12 to $14 an empanada.
Yeah, it's an
Exactly.
expensive one.
Tony Man says now we're all on the list.
I feel like this podcast is just a setup. This is very random, but it adds to this kind of about food and stuff. I don't know if you guys heard the recall on hot dogs.
No.
I forgot what brand, but they found out there was like 2% of human meat in this brand of hot dog. So they had
2%?
they had a huge recall or something like that.
Also,
the question is-
And guess what? The day I found out about it, and then I come out in the kitchen, and my grandma was like, "I made hot dogs and beans," and I was like, "Grandma." Nah, I still ate it though.
The beanie weenies is people.
I still ate my meaty
the beanie weenies
The
is
meaty
people.
I still ate it. But my thoughts on that is like, I'm not like if that ever happened in a recall, I wouldn't be like surprised. It's kind of like when you have like, sometimes there's bugs in a can of something or whatever.
Mhm.
Like I would be like, I'm not surprised.
You know, somebody's doing something they're not supposed to do. Somebody's pissing in the beefaroni somewhere.
Oh gosh. And it probably mixed well with what's in hot dogs. Well, the pork hot dogs, anyways, because I came across this Reddit one time where someone claims that an actual cannibal told them that human beings taste most like pork.
Oh yeah,
Oh.
yeah. A lot of people that did cannibalism or something, that's what they all say is it's the closest is human is pork.
Mhm.
That's nice.
Yo.
I did land on
funny.
cannibal TikTok one day.
But that's a thing.
Yeah.
I don't know if you want to be on that list.
Yeah.
On
boy.
all kinds of lists today.
Mm.
Yeah.
Checking
It was very interesting. It was a picture of this guy, and he had breakouts all over his face, and then all the people in the comment section were like, "Yeah, this is a warning sign. You know, those people who eat people and cannibalize people and all that shit." And I just fell down a rabbit hole, like rabbit holes do. So.
If you eat human meat, like you get like your brain gets messed up. But I think that's like if it's like you're eating raw human meat, you get I forgot what it's called, but yeah, it messes up your brain and shit. And that's why most cannibals, they're like out of their minds because it literally messes with your brain chemistry.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, because it's like bacteria or something.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know about if they updated that with cooked meat because nobody like should be eating people, so like the numbers of statistics to figure that out are
Like
like
when
really
it's
low.
perfectly deep fried in an empanada, it might be okay.
Yeah, honestly, everything is killed in that fryer anyway, so you might as well.
Yeah,
might as well.
Nobody's eating people raw anymore these days.
No.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I was like, I can see why the
Different.
science can't solve if that's still true because
We're an advanced society. Okay, we're not Neanderthals.
Yeah. It's not the Donner's Party anymore. We don't got to deal with that shit no more.
I'm gonna make it nice.
There's no Oregon Trail situation no more.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's seasoning now. So, if they can season vegan meat properly, they can season human meat properly.
That's true. Yeah.
So you can quote me on that one.
They're growing meat. They're growing meat.
Yes, they are.
Yeah.
And I probably trust human meat before I trust grown.
Imagine hey, where are those cells coming from?
We covered that on Hood Podcast. We were showing like the metal vats that they're growing the I don't know what you would call it. It's not imitation meat because they say it's real meat, but it's like genetically grown
like
without
clone,
the animal.
Beyond meat or whatever.
It's like clone meat.
Yeah, it's like they're basically growing a chicken with no head and legs, so it's just meat. Like you're just growing the meat without the rest of the animal. It's really, for lack of a better term, it's really fucked.
It's like the Venom movie with no Spider-Man. They're just throwing it without.
It's making me thinking of like Tender is the Flesh, that book.
Yes.
If you never read that book, it's a really good book. I highly suggest it. And I highly suggest the audiobook if you don't have the time to read it. If you're on like if you drive a lot, that's what I did. It's really good. Yeah.
And there's a hell of TikTok videos about the meat too, because I guess the test audience is in California. It's already in the stores. And so there's a lot of people on TikTok showing how their chicken, like the tendrils in the muscle is not the same as like organic chicken, and they were just like, this is freaking me out, I can't cook this. Like lots of videos like that. So I don't think they haven't perfected the method yet, I don't think.
We don't know what the hell we're eating.
Yeah.
Give me plant-based. I don't know what plant it is. It's based from plants.
We came to the conclusion. We came to the conclusion on Hood Podcast that if they start selling you meat for $2, you know what it is. It says $2. You know what it is.
Listen, Wendy's got you get 2 chicken sandwiches and a French fry and a Frosty for like $4 or whatever.
Yeah, when the prices start getting cheaper.
Suspicious.
That's why I stopped eating McDonald's nuggets, because I tried to give one to my cat one time and he was like, And this is a greedy fat ass cat that
my cat doesn't like the skin. I take the skin off and then she'll eat it.
Oh, because
she won't eat it with the bread because it's fried. The fried bread, even fried chicken, she won't. When the skin's in the way, she won't eat it. I have to take the skin off.
Oh, he'll tear up some fried chicken. Anything with chicken, he's in your face. That's why it was so odd that when I gave him the nugget, he looked at me like, I don't know what that is, and I'm not tasting it.
Bougie.
So I was like, I better not eat it. If the animal won't eat it, I'm not gonna eat it.
Yeah.
Now, when you get your ID and you check off that box if you want to be a donor or not, you want to donate your organs to other people in need and stuff like that. In a society where cannibals were taking donations, body donations, if something happened to your body, would you donate your body to cannibals? On some True Blood shit.
Why? For free?
Is it like the war of cannibals? Because
I don't even have my box checked off for donations because my grandma's Caribbean and she said nah. My grandma said no, I can't donate my body.
Is it like a post-apocalyptic scenario where everyone's a cannibal?
No,
or is it like...
no, it's just regular ass society.
No, I'm selfish. I'm keeping my body. My body's to the dust. It's getting cremated.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like with mine, most of the people of my family, my generation, have all agreed to be cremated. Like we don't even see the purpose of having a funeral. But we get that from my grandparents, because both my grandmother and my grandfather both have said, don't have a funeral, because if you didn't come to see me when I was living, don't come to see me when I'm dead. they said, don't give me no funeral. Said just cremate me, save that money. That's a waste of money to have a whole bunch of people come by acting like they care.
It's expensive.
Yes,
a funeral is a luxury. It honestly is. My mom said, like, just go to Costco, get an urn, like you get an urn at Costco, and just throw me in there, and then throw me in the ocean. She's like, I already set it up. I got my coupon and everything.
Like it's ready to go.
It's ready to go. Just do what you need to do.
Honestly, I think someone should have to pay for my ass to my loved ones, and it's not just a donation.
Yeah.
I told my family put me in a disco ball, like cremate my ashes and put me in a disco ball.
Okay.
Nah, you got to do it when the sun rises, so the light hits the disco ball.
Oh yeah,
you're still shining.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, I learned something new every day. Costco has urns.
Costco has everything. You get that at Sam's too.
Do they sell it in bulk? It's like,
what? You're on a list now.
Imagine you have to buy it in bulk.
Like, listen, expect 6 deaths for these urns.
Wholesale prices, on urns.
Wholesale.
That's funny.
Well, that's funny. You can get an urn and you can get a hot dog with a 2% human meat in it.
Yo,
live a little.
Hot dogs. So. Chicken bake. What's in the chicken bake?
Listen. I don't want to know. I just like that it's a reasonable price in this chaotic world.
I'm not asking these questions. I don't want the answers to.
Yeah, not at all. Now, my next question would be: Is Dolores is she a villain or
yes?
Yeah.
What?
She's an anti-hero.
But I'm really happy about that because we need more people of color as villains in horrors, please. Like from Swarm and now Dolores. I need more of that. I'm loving it. I'm loving every second of it. You know what I mean? Put it on that
You don't
list.
have to like her. You just have to like her character, and I like
Yeah.
that her character is fucking insane. and
Yes.
is making
Yeah.
incredible
Yeah.
mistakes.
She's a fun killer. I like her.
Yes.
Especially the podcast. She's 10 times.
I'm so gonna listen to that this week.
Oh my god, you have to. It's crazy. Because
But
the
there's
way
something
she
about it.
logically goes about things is just, it's insane to me. I'm like, bitch, you're crazy.
Right. It's because it's in her head. And
Yeah.
so
Adds,
you're
like-
seeing
Because
the
she, you
narrative
know, she's technically talking to us, but most of the time she's talking to
Right.
herself. This bitch is crazy. Like,
And she talks about how much she likes it. Like when she's killing someone,
Yes,
she'll be like,
yes.
and I like it.
You get more of like a vision into like that side of her.
oh, it's
like,
very descriptive how she enjoys it. Like, and it's so wild to me why I think she's so crazy. It's like, girl, you were in jail for how long? And then like the stuff you did in jail did not affect you from being this crazy. Dominic did. I'm just joking. She was just crazy. I think she was crazy before she was with Dominic, and it just added to it.
Yeah, she was definitely off her rocker on
Fuck
the,
you, your shredded cheese dick.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, God.
Oh, she's going. She's out. Like,
Yo, she had good lines. She has really good lines, to be honest.
Yeah, whoever wrote, you know, her character, like I forgot who actually wrote the podcast, but that shit was,
I'm about to tell you right now, Aaron Mark.
Yes, Aaron Mark. Because the way that she was, like you guys said, that she was just going in, you know, cursing, and just it was crazy. I was just listening to it through my headphones. It was something to hear, you know, something to hear. Especially if you're high, you know. Right?
Yeah.
Something to hear.
I just be on the train like everyone thinks I'm listening to fucking Meg Thee Stallion's new song, but in reality,
Yeah, that's the best. When you're like just in a weird
You're just
place
like,
and you're listening to the most graphic horror thing.
Yes. Now
You're right. Taymon mentioned Cyndi Lauper being in it. Yeah, she did a great job too.
Yes,
she was
yes.
amazing.
Cyndi,
I was so happy to see her in that.
which goes into my next question. You know, who's your favorite character? Because that was my favorite character, Ruthie. You know, the detective.
Yeah, Ruthie was great.
I did love Ruthie. I love Nellie, and I feel like they did Nellie wrong. And I was like,
oh, poor Nellie.
yeah, Nellie
was
deserved
great.
better.
Yeah, Nellie deserved better in the podcast and in the show.
Oh,
But I also like was it Jeremiah, the guy, the paranoid schizo guy? Like he was sweet. He's very sweet. He was like a unsung hero that was in a bad circumstance. He was really trying to help her.
Truly.
When the killer was right next to him the entire time.
Yeah.
Now Jeremiah, he had too many damn questions for me. He reminded me of Dokes in Dexter. I'm like, you know, keep the questions.
It's true. It's like, bro.
You know.
He didn't know the killer was the one he was helping the whole time. He just thought it was Luis.
He just reminded me of one of them nosy people who just too damn nosy for their own good. Like,
well, he couldn't help it. He's schizophrenic. He's like mentally ill. So it was a mixture of that and like reality. So it's a lot worse than the podcast.
I'm on it. Don't worry, guys. I'll be messaging you guys.
I'm sorry, but keep repeating it.
There's so many good characters.
Oh yeah, there really.
I don't think I could have like a favorite, but in the show, in even the casting is so great. The casting is like perfect, and even if the character is just like, you know, a side character to like drive a plot further, like in the first third of the show.
Yeah, I was gonna say the
like,
landlord.
the sisters, and you know, she's trying to get her a job at the nail salon, and then she finds out that,
Margaret Cho,
she's a felon.
Yeah.
Those characters, and even like the woman that took over her on the streets, and like, oh, she's like fucking doing her branding now, whatever. She thinks
Marcy
for her.
Oh, she was great.
Yeah, Judy Reyes from Scrubs.
Say a lot without having to be like, they're just like good. Like, you know, when you walk down the street and you like, or you go to get your coffee, and whoever's ordering the coffee is just like, that's a character. Like they're all just like so unforgettable characters.
Yeah, everyone
Even,
stood out and was easy to like, you know, remember them. Yeah, even Gideon, like the landlord,
Yeah,
Even him.
yeah.
The landlord
But Mark
really-
Maron's hard to forget. Like he's
Yeah,
such
he's
a
amazing.
presence. His voice is so distinct. Like
Mhm.
in any show I see him in, like Reservation Dogs, like he's just so distinct.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
And Glow, he was
Glow,
good. in
yes,
Glow.
oh, he was
Glow.
so good in Glow. Yeah, I wish
Yeah.
sad that show got
I'm like, I
canceled.
kind of love him.
Yeah, me too. I like
Yeah.
Mark Maron. He's an ally. He's a strong ally.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like the fact that we had a pretty much a good melting pot, but it didn't feel like they were pandering. It felt
Oh,
everything
yeah.
felt pretty natural.
Yes. Yeah, that's very
felt pretty
true.
natural.
100%. I love how like Joy kind of just like was annoying and then died.
Mhm.
Like that was good. It was totally on brand for her. So-
Yeah.
Yeah, I like Joy. When
Yeah,
she
I like
I
her
was
too.
I was like, oh,
You know?
she tried to hook her up, get her the
Yeah.
job,
I kept
but-
staring at her going, where do I know this lady from? Where do I know this lady from? And then it finally hit me. She was on Kim's Convenience.
Oh,
And she plays the mother on Kim's
Oh.
Yeah.
Convenience.
Yeah, that's a great show.
Mhm.
Very Canadian.
Yes.
Now, if you guys would have caught up with Dominic, what would you have done? What would you have done to him? If you were Dolores.
If I was Dolores,
Yeah.
Put his
If
ass
I
in
was
the
Dolores, I think what Dolores would do is her plan was to kill him because she's so paranoid in the head. And then by the time she finally gets to meet him, and then whatever he says to her, well, she'll either will end up killing him or she's gonna fuck him.
Or both.
Or both.
Or both. Yeah, that was
Yeah.
like, or both. Like end up like hooking up with him, and then she
Then he's
sees
all
him
like,
because she talks in her head, and this is
Mhm.
how, like in the podcast, when she's talking in her head, she'll see something around the room and be so paranoid about it, and then be like and making up some story in her head, and then she's gonna kill him. Like,
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. I feel like I thought that's what was going to happen at the end of the season. Actually, I thought she was going to end up meeting Dominic and killing him, but we got that cliffhanger. But who do you guys think they'll cast as Dominic?
I don't know. Probably
one of
someone
those
I haven't seen
repeatable
before.
guys that Tyler Perry be reusing.
you know what I was thinking more? One of those repeatable guys that Spike Lee be using that are Dominican or Puerto Rican.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
not Anthony, not what's his
Mhm.
face from Hamilton or whatever. That was on.
Oh, yeah.
Or
Not
like-
him. He's too young.
I
Mhm.
forgot the name of the guy, but he's always like a Spanish gangster in like Breaking Bad. He's in like Weeds. He's in like
You know who? Oh, I'm sorry to cut you off.
oh no worries.
But
no
he's
worries.
also too young. The one from Bad Girls Club. He's so fine.
Oh yeah, he hot.
Yeah, he's hot as hell though. But something around like that, like someone
Get
gangster.
the fuck
looking.
out of here, John Leguizamo. Get
No,
Oh.
no. I will be so mad
John
if
was
that's
almost
the Dominic.
25 years ago.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I would be so mad at her. I'm like, girl, really?
And
Really?
John Leguizamo, he's Puerto Rican and Italian. He's not even Dominican. I think that character's supposed to be Dominican, isn't he?
Yeah, I think he's
Yeah.
supposed to be Dominican. Because she always like, that's another thing I really liked. She discussed like she's like mixed, isn't she? Like biracial.
Yeah. Well, she said she was Puerto Rican and Dominican, I think.
Oh, I thought
Or
she
did I-
said she was like biracial or something.
Well, it still could mean that because
Because she was like talking, I think it was, no, you know what it was? It was her parent was biracial, and then the other parent was fully something or something like that. I think it was something like that. And then she was saying how like she kind of felt fully didn't fit in because she was a little lighter, fair skin or something. I don't
Are
know.
you talking with the character or the actress?
The character. I'm talking about the character.
I don't know why I'm blanking on that whole thing.
I remember her discussing. She was discussing a lot about her family in the background in the podcast, and it was around that or something. It was a very small tidbit about it, but it seemed like such a thing they want us to hear about. It wasn't pandering though, which was
no. I could see how that affects the person's life, because when I said how it could be the same thing when I was saying a person could identify as biracial but also identify as Latino, it's like, for example, I have one grandparent that would be considered Afro-Cuban. They're still black, but they're Cuban. So that's why I said that a person could still be considered, like if they thought that their other parent was like a white Argentinian, and then they have a Afro-Cuban parent, they still might consider themselves biracial, because it's still I don't know if I'm making any sense or if I'm babbling.
No. I'm trying to remember, but I remember enjoying that conversation. Like I wasn't expecting them to like even talk anything about that, but they had a little time to like her share that with us. And I thought that was interesting, because it was giving us a little bit of her, like, you know, how she grew up, because she was saying like I think her parents there was a situation or something, so her upbringing was kind of weird.
It does seem like it should be part of a character, because especially in America, where the way that we are racialized affects our lives. So you can't say that. I hate when people automatically assume it's pandering. It's not. If it's done a certain way, it's not pandering. If it's done in a lazy way and it's written in a room full of 4 white dudes, it might be pandering. I don't know.
Yeah.
I looked it up. The actor I was thinking of is Guillermo Diaz.
Guillermo
Diaz.
Everyone goes right to Google.
Because I feel like you'll recognize him, but like he's in like a lot of TV
shows. Yeah. Okay.
Oh yeah.
He was in that bait.
He's in Scandal.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I like him.
Yeah. Yo, I can see Scandal being a canon universe in this somehow. Like he's like deep undercover. Like that's the role he's playing right now until she calls him for work.
He used to be on my CDs when I used to make mixed CDs, like back in the LimeWire days. You could always tell if it was one of mine if it had him at the end saying "fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, you're cool, fuck you, I'm out." That was a good days.
LimeWire had me paying so much money to these fucking IT guys to fix the damn computer. Yeah.
Oh, because of viruses. Yeah, you definitely have to have Norton antivirus on your junk before you mess with that.
On LimeWire, on dial-up internet, and you're like, "What is my life right now?"
I'm waiting 45 minutes for 2 songs.
Yeah,
download
that are labeled wrong.
Yes, did you get it? It's not even the right song.
You think it's Bob Marley, it's Bobby McFerrin. You're like, what's
my God, yes.
The babies have it. So I saw a TikTok, this was like 6 months ago, where there was a baby on there. I'm referring to, it's probably someone 18, 17 years old. They asked, how did you get the music onto the CDs? And
I saw that. I saw that. And Mom was like, I couldn't comprehend that. I was like, what? Like, how do you not understand that if there's video games that are still on a disc?
Word.
That's what got me like, huh? Like
they figure you just have to be a big corporation to be able to do that. I don't know.
Yeah, it was a time. Definitely the kids, won't realize the struggle, the struggle of sleep,
scratch disc.
letting my cousin borrow my Jadakiss CD and that motherfucker scratched it. And it was a wrap.
Try to use Windex to fix it.
Yeah. I had one of those machines that you stick it in and you like go like this.
Oh yeah, that shit never worked for me.
It never did. I think I got it off the television. Like you gotta call the number. I thought that was gonna save my ass. Nope.
Yeah.
No, it was definitely a time. Definitely a time.
It's kind of cool that Dolores started at that point. Didn't it start in like 2006 or 2007? Her story starts before she goes to jail.
Yeah.
I liked her drawstring ponytail and everything. Like the look.
In the podcast, you get more like view of like her before the prison sentence.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I was more like interested in seeing more of with the show.
Yeah, it goes
like she went to college. She had a best friend in college. What was I gonna say? Because we were talking about the prison. I don't remember, because sometimes I blend the podcast and the show.
I'm sure,
down.
I do that all the time.
She talked about her girlfriend that like chopped her arms off or something like that.
Yep.
Was that on the show too?
Yeah,
on the show they said that the girlfriend's either boss or ex-boyfriend chopped her hands off so she couldn't steal from him or something again.
Oh, that's
like when she was I can't remember like the specifics, but
But she was
they
still
said that someone
handless.
else chopped her hands off.
In the podcast, they made her. She's like, she's such a hard badass. She chopped her hand off.
Oh shit! Okay, this is like I'm getting into it, guys.
Yeah. I guess they were like, that's kind of ridiculous. Let's change that. They're like, that kind of don't make no damn sense.
I guess like also if you're trying to fit it into a show and you're not sure if it's gonna have another season, you kind of have to like condense and like some shit gotta get cut.
Yeah, there were some scenes I did not think that they were going to actually put in the show, but then they actually ended up putting it in the show.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh,
yeah.
this is wild.
Yeah, I was happy. Like, well, I watched the show first, then listened, but I was like happy to notice how like it's not so far off. Even the script itself, like Luis's lines, majority of all his lines, up to like maybe some little parts, are like 85%. It's all the same from the show, and I was so surprised how much like they just verbatim. It was pretty cool.
Yeah, they went in deep.
Yeah.
So what were you guys' thoughts of their take on like gentrification, you know, through this lens, you know?
Oh, it was great.
Yeah, it was really great.
Real. Yeah. And like all it takes is like, it honestly doesn't even take 16 years. All it takes is like 4.
Literally.
Like they're doing it to Harlem now. They're trying to call Harlem like Noha or whatever. Like whatever the fuck that means. It's not Harlem.
Yeah, they keep trying to change the names and stuff. Like,
yeah.
Like I think it's frustrating enough to see it happen real time to people who are like OG residents that are like slowly getting pushed out. So to have somebody gone for so long and then come back and like everything's changed, everything's different. There's one familiar face on the block. Like I think that's like a really cool concept, and I think they did a really good job with that.
I agree.
Yeah, that's definitely really realistic. Like when people come out of prison, and then just not just like the area you lived is different. Like you have so much catching up to do with like pop culture references and stuff like that. So like it almost sounds like someone's talking a different language when they're like just bringing things up in front of you. Yeah.
I remember when Remy Ma came out and she said that she had to get reacclimated because like she wasn't used to Twitter. And so like she had to reacclimate herself to like, okay, people are going to talk shit and they're going to threaten you every day, but you don't actually,
you can't find
some of them are not even in your country.
Yeah.
So you can't be like, come and see me. Like it's.
Yeah. There's no like, I'll see you on the street or something like that. Like, no, it's all keyboard warriors and stuff like that. Yeah. And I really
that's the same prison.
Oh, is it?
Oh, yeah, it is because it's the number one biggest women's prison in the East Coast.
Yeah, women's correctional facility. My parents, they just sold their house a couple months ago, but they were able to get the house because the couple who had like the better bid on the house dropped out because they realized it was in front of the women's correctional facility. And I remember like because I used to listen to Remy Ma on the air. And when I was like younger and like, you know, she just like, maybe she moved on for the show. I didn't actually know what had happened. And then it turns out she was locked up behind my house the whole time. Like, like in the winter and the trees don't have the leaves. Like I can see it from my window. That she was there the whole time. That's crazy. That's crazy. But I think I texted Aaimz because Aaimz and I grew up in the same area. We went to high school in the same area. I'm pretty sure I messaged her and I'm like, yo, there goes Dolores at our train station.
Yeah. And then what did I say? I was like, they're in your business too much. Because you know what it was also the same day you told me you were going to the red carpet. And I was like, nah. You ain't going. Like, this is too sus. I was like, the feds are on you.
Yeah.
They're too close now. They're too much in our business. That's crazy.
Speaking of gentrification, memory unlocked. My father told me about like this was maybe 6 or 7 years ago. He had gone down to Times Square for some reason, and he was like shocked because he was like, I remember when this was hookers.
Yeah.
It used to be peep shows and hookers. And he came back, he was like, it's Disneyland down there now.
Yeah. You know how many people that age group like that's what they tell me every time when I worked in healthcare and And that's the number one thing older people always tell me when I'm like, yeah, I hate walking in Times Square. I had to walk in there, and they're like, Times Square back then, that shit was the red light district.
Yeah.
Prostitutes, and then
Mhm.
just all this stuff. Like it's like it would be dangerous for you to just be walking your little yellow ass up and down that street. Like, it was like that HBO show when you see like what was it called, like
Oh, I know what
Real Sex or whatever, when like they show like the gritty life.
Mhm.
That they said it was
Oh
like,
yeah.
like that. It was like crazy.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the other. There's an HBO show that's about like the prostitutes and.
Oh yeah, there's
you know,
that one too. Yeah, I'm
I
probably
forget the name of it. It's like a drama. It has
Yeah.
Maggie Gyllenhaal in it.
Yes,
It's about
yes,
like
yes.
late 70s, early 80s New York.
Yeah, yeah. That like it was a place.
Mm-hmm.
Totally different time because they got gentrify all the tourists
Mhm.
now. Now it's like a tourist attraction.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I got a little glimpse of it watching, what was it, Home Alone 2, Lost in New York.
Oh,
when
yes.
Yeah.
Or Frankenhooker.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's a great one.
Oh yeah,
Frankenhooker, the best New York during that time period movies are Frankenhooker, Basket Case, Cruising. Those
Mhm.
show you New York of that time period. And then like there's like stuff like The Warriors, which is not horror, but it's like it shows
It still
you how
shows you that gritty.
yeah, like there's parts of in time like in the late 70s where the Bronx literally looked like a war zone. Like
Yeah.
there were buildings that the glass was out of the buildings and like bricks were piled up, like they were just purposely what I read is that they were purposely trying to devalue the property so that they can, you know, gentrify it. So that's
they
why
do that
did
in so many ghettos,
Yeah.
like around that
Mhm.
time and everything. It's like everything comes down to racism. It does not matter. It like when you think about like real estate and and all that stuff, it always ends up being like like racism. It's like when I was telling my grandma the other day, I was like, damn, not even pecan pie. Like I was because like what's it called pecan flavor ice cream. I was like, that's also about racism too, because they wouldn't give us vanilla. I was like, damn, we couldn't have nothing. I was like,
no, but we created fire because butter pecan is better than vanilla every day.
That is true. That is very true. It's facts.
They try to take
but
stuff
that's
away
why
from
we
us and
love
we
it
create
so
fire.
much. But it's one of those things like that's why we love butter pecan ice cream. Like I was like, God damn, can't have nothing.
Damn, I didn't even know that. I learned something new today.
Oh yeah, there were places in America where they wouldn't serve black people vanilla ice cream. Like it's
Yeah,
that
they wouldn't.
serious.
So we just made our own thing, and then it became the best thing ever. But most of the stuff we make that are the best thing ever is like now like a luxury thing, like oxtail. Still mad.
I was about to say we still have not genetically modified.
Yeah, that's one thing they could genetically modify is oxtail. I will allow that.
Modify that gelatin that happens when it's like cold.
Oh yes, that gravy. When the gravy and the
Can't
fat
make that
and grease.
shit up.
Yeah, that shit's good.
Vegan oxtail, you know, I'm sure.
No.
I'm sure.
And shout out to the Caribbean restaurants that make sure that if you order after 4 o'clock, it's all done. We don't have none of
I don't
that.
know what Keith Lee's gonna do. He's in New York right now, and everyone said all the Jamaican restaurants are screwed.
Yeah,
Keith Lee's in our town right now, and like they need to be on their Zoom, as they call it on TikTok.
Did you see that TikToker, the Jamaican guy that said when Keith Lee comes to New York, and he said he's talking to all the ladies behind the counter. If
you better smile,
don't suck
everything.
your teeth.
None of that.
So funny. Now, how did you guys feel about Marcy? You know, and just her character arc.
She's such a hater.
Yeah,
but you know it's funny, but it's so like real though. Like that's really how it is. Like you're someone you grew up with that always just been your hater is gonna hate you for the rest of your life. You obviously should just hook up. That's how I felt. It was like such a sexual tension.
I
between
know.
them.
I was like,
There was.
I really thought they were gonna end up hooking up. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, same. Like
there was a point where I thought like, oh, maybe they're gonna hook up and then be a power couple.
Like, yeah, I was like, maybe all the hate's like the sexual tension. And
exactly.
That's what it really is. And she always thought Dolores was like a hot mama.
But then they brought up the Dominic, and that's when she got set off again.
Yeah.
I thought it was gonna happen when Dolores was gonna give her a massage, and before she could even tell her to get comfortable, she's already in her bra, like I'm ready.
Yes, yeah. That's why I thought they were gonna hook up. I thought
Yeah.
I thought Marcy was gonna be like, I've always had a crush for you. I only was mean to you because I was jealous that you were with Dominic, and I wanted to be with you. Like I thought it was gonna be like that.
VHB needed that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, would you guys get a massage from Magic Hands? You know, would you go down? Would you go down and
No.
I'm not going in nobody's basement. First of
Yeah,
all.
I was just gonna say, first of all, if you told me, oh, this is good price for this massage, but it's in the basement of a empanada place, no, absolutely not.
I feel
But-
like
That's the reason. That's the reason people like Caleb Sweetser, okay, are going downstairs underneath the empanada shop. Not anyone that looks like this.
Yeah.
Caleb Sweetser.
Yeah.
To be honest, I would get a massage from like episode 1, 2 Dolores, but like not because I feel like in the show they very much depicted as like people keep coming for her and she keeps snapping. So
And
it's
she
like,
was in a
hey,
nail
What
salon.
happens? What happens if you go downstairs and there's no table? If
I
like
would still get a
episode 1,
massage.
2, she doesn't have.
Yeah, that
What?
bed. That bed
I
was.
mean, I would just be like, can I sit in a
A
chair?
man died. Man died in that bed.
It's true.
He fermented in that bed. But
Wow,
if she was in a nail salon, yeah,
Yeah.
I wouldn't care because it's like it's one of those things like, oh, would you like a massage while you're drying? Or I would probably have said, yeah, sure, and not thinking about it.
Mhm.
I may have fell for it back in the day because I just remembered I would go around the corner to buy a DVD, and that's like I could have been set up.
It's really like getting
luckily,
the DVDs of guys.
luckily, they really were just selling DVDs. It was back when they was really like hard body karate cutting down on like they were like giving people like drug dealing time and selling DVDs.
Oh yeah. But you
Yeah.
know, I never had to go anywhere. Every time I got my blowouts, I just had to sit in the
Oh,
hair
yeah.
salon, and when I
Mhm.
was getting my washes sets, and then the guy would come in, he'd be
Mhm.
like, CDs,
What do you
CDs,
want to buy?
incense,
Mhm.
incense, CDs.
Oh,
Get all my
fine.
bootlegs.
Mhm.
the paranoia that
Right.
came with that era.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah. Really,
guess so.
especially with the beginning part where it says like "do not record," and
Mhm.
like I was like, "Damn, I really feel like I'm gonna do life in prison if I record on my Nokia phone on my tiny screen."
Y'all know New Yorkers are probably gonna laugh, but this is how far we used to go to get these. We would hop on a train in New Haven, Connecticut, early in the morning on Saturday, just to go down to Canal Street and Bowery to try to find you a nice ass bootleg purse and some CDs and bring back
That's
to
a
Connecticut.
long ass trip.
That is a
that's a
very
Wasn't
long
that? It's
trip.
like maybe 45 minutes to an hour.
New
Once you
Haven
get to Grand, yeah, from New
to
Haven
Canal Street,
well,
all the way
there's-
at the bottom.
Well, there's a direct. If you don't take that one that stops in Larchmont and all them other places, like there's a direct one you have to catch early in the morning.
Oh,
It's
the
like
express.
that's like the commuter express. If you miss the one in the morning, it's gonna take like an hour and a half because it's gonna stop at all those little Rye and all those little places before you get down there.
Nah, that's crazy.
But that's what we had when you were in Connecticut. That's what you had to do. Like,
Well, I mean, look, you got to do like I grew up in Sacramento, California. So when the whole mixtape era was coming out and physical mixtapes, I had to get it shipped from the East Coast to the West Coast, and I just remember sometimes I would get bootlegs, sometimes I would get what I didn't order. It was a time. It was definitely a time.
Mysteries disc.
mhm.
Yeah. Then I remember my mom, she wanted like all of Beyonce's discography or whatever. So I downloaded all of that. Then it just so happens a week later, the SWAT team runs up in the house.
No.
And
Man.
I'm thinking they're there. Well, story time.
Yeah, you need to fill out a couple chapters.
So I'm up early, it's before work or whatever. I'm chilling with my cat, just hanging out, and then all of a sudden I hear a knock on the door, and I'm like, yo, my neighbor's like, what the hell is going on? Because they always into some shit. So I'm like, yo, these niggas, it's like 4:00 in the morning. What is y'all doing banging on this door? And then it just keeps going, and I'm like, oh, I don't think that's at the neighbor's door. I think it's at our door. Next thing I know, the front door just bursts open. It's like they used like a battering ram or whatever. Ran up the stairs with guns, with the laser beams and all that. They had people outside in the backyard waiting in case somebody jumped out, you know. So I'm like, oh shit, you know. So I hop on the floor, put my hands behind my head. I'm just happy that nobody's, you know, shooting or just, you know, up wild or whatever. So they get up the stairs. They're like, yeah, where's Darren? And I'm like, who the fuck is Darren? And obviously, you know, they came to the wrong house pretty much. And Darren actually lived on the 600 block down the street. And on top of that, he was locked up. You know, there was, and I guess he was,
Damn.
Their intel is all the way messed up.
I would sue, like for emotional damage. Like, are you kidding me?
Yeah,
it's crazy.
That's wild.
It was wild. But as I was laying on the floor, I'm thinking like, oh shit, it's because I downloaded all the movies.
Yeah.
Beyonce's funny for me.
You know, it was crazy. It was a time though. It was a time. Yeah. But that was my SWAT story. But yeah, bootlegging was a time. I feel like it's coming back, especially because y'all keep upping these streaming service prices.
The Plex is the best thing ever.
Oh, the Plex, yeah.
The Plex.
Do y'all remember Cody?
Cody.
I guess not. No, Cody was one. It came out around the same time as Plex.
Is it like one of those like, box things like you have a remote for, and it's like a little box where you like?
No, it was like an application that you would download to your computer, and then it allowed you to stream all kind of like Pirate Bay type stuff.
Right. Yeah, like I love those kinds of things though, because I'm like, I basically make my friends put everything on, and then I'm like, I'll just reap the benefits of it.
Oh yeah, that's what Xero does with me.
Yeah.
but currently I have to because my friend's server it's so large that he had to get several hard drives for it. So we all because he had they're expensive and then the upkeep and everything. So I just we all throw him, our friends and I that are all using a server, just throw $70 a year. And I didn't pay yet. So that's why it's off right now. Xero, if you were wondering. I pay my yearly subscription.
Okay, good, because you need to let me back in because I restarted my computer.
Oh, he put everything. He's like, you sure you don't want to pay? I was like, I don't got the money to pay you right now, but I will. He's like, because he put everything for me. He's quick with it. For my birthday, he put all of Common Writer from the original to now. You know how much that is? That's why he had to get more hard drives. It's kind of my fault.
You're gonna be busy.
It's kind of my fault. And then he's putting Ultraman 2. I was like, oh man. I was like, you don't have to. I just asked for a couple things, but he's like, but it was a birthday present, so I put all of the Life of Common Writer on.
Yeah. If you insist.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, how did y'all feel about Flora, the actress, who was playing Dolores? What would you have done in her? What would you have done in her position?
Shit my fucking pants.
What you do?
She was way too calm, and so it was too unrealistic to me when she was doing that typical thing with actors and shows like that. They always do that where oh my god, this is perfect for my role. Tell me more. Girl, you in danger.
Yeah, seriously.
Are you stalling? I thought she was stalling at first. Oh, that's kind of smart. No, this chick was really and then she's like, "You're a victim. I feel so Were you listening to
what
this?
What are we gonna do? What are we gonna do about it?
Yeah, literally, she made
are going to go to the police station. That's what you should be going.
Yeah,
right now.
She had me when she said that. Oh my god, you're a victim of circumstances. I'm like, did you not hear the rest of that story?
Yeah, that's incorrect. She gaslighted her.
Yeah, word.
I thought that was a little corny. It
was very corny. That's the only thing I was like
at the end.
Yeah, a quick wrap up sort of.
Maybe they did it on purpose because they weren't sure they were gonna get another season. So
maybe, yeah.
Because the podcast, it kept going like that. Yo, where it goes is insane. I was talking to Xero, like, yo, did you listen? That shit gets so weird. I'm loving it. Like, it's like getting close to being a supernatural show. I'm like, what's going on? It's getting crazy.
Especially the image they have of her. You know, it's like watching the show and the image that they have of her. I was like, oh shit, this is hopefully they go there, you know, in season 2, or give us a movie. Give us a little movie.
Yeah.
I think they'll go there. The reason why I think they'll go there is because it's Amazon. And if you watch The Boys or Gen V, Amazon is not afraid to go there.
Fuck Homelander.
Yeah. I know.
Yeah. But you know, it's Homelander, so I'm not surprised.
Yeah.
Everyone's like, yeah. I'm like, yeah, that's what you be doing.
That's what you're duh.
What was he supposed to say? Like, just push her down and be like, stop it.
Yeah, no.
The scariest thing is a Homelander smile, because if he's smiling, you know.
Yeah, the way he was looking. So yeah, he's such a great villain.
I don't know what's with these white men and their milk, but then they be drinking it. Like these evil white men.
And you know what's crazy? I started watching I started watching Banshee, I think it's called, that TV show Banshee, because only because I saw like a TikTok clip of the Asian actor that's like a drag queen in that show. And every time I saw it, it reminded me of like Lafayette from True Blood. Like he was serving, and then his like the way he was like defending himself, and he had those one-liners that would just fucking bury you. And I was like, I'm watching for him. Banshee. And then when I watch it, I didn't know the star of the show is Anthony Starr. So it threw me for a loop because, like, you know, he doesn't have that whole thing going, so he's shorter, but like. I kind of like fell on and off with the show. It's not a bad show. I see why it has like a huge fan following, and there's like a few seasons, but I can't care about what's going on with the rest of the white people in that show. I just like this one character, and that's what's holding me. He's like a hacker too, and makes all these gadgets and stuff. Like, I like that character a lot. But Anthony Starr, he's pretty cool though. Like his fighting and stuff. It's pretty impressive, and I think that's maybe why he got casted as Homelander, because his like action in Banshee. So that's what I was just wondering when I was watching it the other day.
Shit, I gotta check out Banshee. Like the last time I saw him was in Cobweb.
Yeah,
and he creeped me the hell out in Cobweb
he was
too.
That Cobweb was this year's silent banger. Everyone went over that one, but it was pretty creepy.
He's definitely getting typecasted though.
100.
Yeah,
a little fucking freak. He's real good at being a fucking.
But Banshee he's not like that at all. Banshee's more like Jason Bourne type of shit, like those type of.
Okay.
He's like he was like a criminal. He's a thief. That's what it is. He's like a really good thief, like a Lupin the Third type of thief. Not third, but Lupin, like the French thief type of shit. But he's like really good at fighting and has all these kind of like street fighting skills. Yeah. And then he's like undercover cop or some shit. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, now what did you guys think about Nelly? I know we touched on
love Nelly.
Nelly
cast Nelly in everything.
Yes, Nelly, she voices herself in the podcast too.
Oh no way.
Wow.
That's really awesome. Yeah, I love Nelly. I think she's an amazing character. Like
she's perfect. I have no notes. Nelly could do no wrong.
Yeah, Nelly could do no wrong.
Nelly's relationship with her, what was her grandmother or mom?
Yeah, her grandmother.
I think it's her grandmother.
I think grandmother. I know the show was grandmother.
Yeah.
And she was such a pure-hearted person. Like all she ever wanted to do was help.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
When she like helps Dolores set up her like vision board, I'm like, that's so sweet.
Yeah, it was so cute.
Yeah, they did Nelly dirty.
That's why I hate what happened to her towards the end, and then what Luis did, and then I like that Dolores gave voice to, like, she said, do you know what's gonna happen, you know, when she's booked and they don't recognize you know, her gender identity. Like, I like that they put it in your face and set it. Like,
Yeah.
don't tiptoe around it.
Yeah, like that too.
Yeah.
Mhm.
They did a great job with that, showing the severity of what he did wasn't just a simple like choice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's also, like the way he was so nonchalant about like fucking over Nelly, I was like, bro, you're actually fucked. Like,
Yeah.
put your face in a fryer, like fuck off.
Yes.
So good.
Hey, now it matches the dick.
Yeah, exactly. Uniform now.
Sleepaway camp style, just put them in the fryer.
That was a good one.
Well, how did you feel about her relationship with the son? With the landlord's son.
It was cute.
It was so cute. Yeah.
It was just like epitome of just like untouched. They're just like
they were just the most purest innocent thing in the show.
Yeah,
like
and
of all the characters.
Like
they're
this
very
only
naive.
wrong.
Yes.
Trying to make an omelet for the girl he likes and discover his father's fucking head.
Yeah.
Poor guy. Like,
yeah.
Which again is Luis's fault. He shouldn't have even had the head there.
Like, you're putting heads in your freezer and you don't take the sticker off the log. Like,
yeah.
For lunch.
Yeah, Louise was very very sloppy, especially
so sloppy.
His heart's in the right place, but his brain doesn't function too well.
No. He is the victim. He is some I don't know about this one. He need to see somebody. He needs some help.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, how did they get hooks in the back? Like I feel like there was more than one like freezer room. Like it's like he's got more freezer room than like Dexter or Joe.
Well, it makes sense because like it's like a mini restaurant. So he had the walk-in freezer for upstairs where the meat wasn't supposed to be, and then he turned the bathroom downstairs into a cold room. Like he put all that ice and stuff and everything.
That is not FDA.
Yeah, no, I was thinking about his setup and I was like,
that is not reaching correct temperature.
Yeah.
You're relying on this weird air conditioner that was like probably given to you by your uncle's freaking like son.
Right.
It's just so crazy to me because like she was still doing massages down there when all that stuff was in that room.
Stank.
Yeah.
And people were like, it kind of stank. Speaking of, that's why they got caught is when the blood was going through the pipes and stuff. Yeah. That's true though. That's what's gonna happen. Like when you start like draining so much blood because it gets like thick.
Yeah.
Like what's the word? Yeah, congealed and stuff.
Coagulates.
Yeah.
I think I learned it from a zombie movie. I don't know if it's true or not.
All that stuff, it will go through the pipes and it will come out through the shower and the sinks and everything. Like that's how people get caught. This guy that kidnapped this poor girl and murdered her. Like that's how they found, because they kept getting plumbers, and then they were like, oh, it's happening from this specific apartment, and the plumber was like, I'm just fixing, I'm maintenance, and then he saw some red and stuff. He's like, what the fuck is this? And then he like slowly, I just gotta like go to my truck, and then he called the cops, and that's how that guy got caught. Like, yeah. So, all those movies where they like chop the body in the tub and stuff like that, like you're gonna get caught. Do it in a hotel room. Not just joking.
Yes, Tony, man, still waiting on Lady ShaSha to take a bite out of her empanada.
Is that empanada cold now?
Yes, that's what I was just. That's what I was just typing, that I waited too long and it's cold, and I'm not going to eat a cold empanada. Just no.
Pop it in the air fryer.
I gotta pop it in the microwave for a minute, and then it'll make a perfect midnight snack. It's 11:19 now.
Oh my gosh.
Perfect.
Yeah.
I feel like Montreal has to step up their empanada game because there's no like random empanada shops here.
See, here, like they sell them some places, but for the most part, like you pick them up at like a random street cart. Somebody's got their van open up, and
we don't
like
street food.
empanadas.
Only in Toronto.
Where?
Oh,
are
you're in
you?
Toronto?
No,
Oh,
only in
there's-
Toronto they have street food. I'm in Montreal.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay. I have a lot of friends in Toronto.
Good place.
I did eat pretty good when I went to Montreal, though. I will
Yeah,
say.
what did you eat?
I did eat pretty well.
You have a poutine?
Huh?
Did you have a poutine?
I mean, like probably once a day.
Okay. Oh, then you gotta come here and eat the poutine, though.
I did, of course I did.
Good,
And
good,
y'all,
good.
beer is great over there. Lots of
Yeah,
like
a
cool
lot of
little breweries.
microbreweries.
And the pints are bigger than they are down here.
Oh,
shit.
Your
They're-
Reese's,
They're
your
cheating us
Reese's
on
are
a unit of
different.
measurement. A pint should be a pint wherever you go.
I know.
Your Reese's cups are different from our Reese's cups. You know how I found that out?
Oh,
Because the last time I was in Toronto and I got a Reese's and I was like, wait a minute, why is this slightly smaller? Wait a minute, this tastes different. And then my friend and I decided to do something and I brought a Reese's because I drove up to Toronto. So I brought a Reese's from America and then he brought a Reese's and then we made a Reese's pack, a piece of America and Canada, because we were fighting about it and arguing, and then we shared like there's a whole video too, like he's so funny. He made a whole decree and everything. I don't know where I
so
put
yours
it.
are bigger.
Yeah, New York is much bigger and a lot more sugar.
Ours have been getting smaller every like 3-4 years.
Because y'all responsible.
Yours is small. Like I was shocked. Like your normal size Reese's cup is very small, and then like it's not that sweet. But most of your candy and stuff is not that sweet in general.
What?
And I was like, well, I guess America,
well,
you know,
America, we put sugar in
Maybe
bread,
don't
like
worry.
regular white bread. There's sugar in it.
Sugar on sugar.
I want to know why we can't get all the Kit Kat flavors from Japan. I'm so vexed about that. Like they get hella Kit Kat flavors,
every flavor.
And we get like 3.
Yeah,
yeah, we have a lot of them.
Yeah,
especially in Chinatown, there's like every flavor you want.
Damn, I gotta take a visit because you know, going on TikTok, they show you all the shit that America's missing out.
Yes.
You know, and then they also show you the bullshit versions that America, you know, feeds
like
to
fries.
Yeah.
You guys don't have ketchup chips, right?
No, it's rare.
Never heard of that.
It's rare, yeah.
Yeah, I've
It's
heard
like
that. People are like, that's a
chips,
you
like,
thing, and I was like, okay.
If you see them here, it's like, oh, they got ketchup chips. You know, it's a thing. Yeah.
Yeah, some grocery stores, if they have like that one international aisle, they'll have it sometimes.
Oh my God, we made it to the international aisle?
Yeah.
You made it.
Yeah.
I know stuff is starting to change because I just bought some kimchi from the Winn-Dixie the other day. They had kimchi in the Winn-Dixie. Usually you have to go to the Korean grocery store to get that already pre-made. But when they start selling it, in the name of the store down here, Winn-Dixie is like the most southern sounding grocery store I could think of.
Wow. I mean, kimchi is good though. It's good as shit.
It's so good.
Oh, yeah.
I love some kimchi.
It should be widely available.
Yes.
Just like ketchup chips.
Yeah.
Yes.
Truly, not just in the international section.
Yeah.
Now, how did you guys feel about Luis feeding Gideon's son, Gideon?
Oh God.
He's an ass. He's a whole asshole for that. He's so wrong.
I think once he started putting people meat in the empanadas for the community, that's like as far as you can go. So like if he's willing to do that, like of course he's willing to feed his the father his own son. Like he's already doing it. Like it's not even that much worse. And it's just like
I also feel that situation though specifically, like he got off on it. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because he's giving him a hard time.
Exactly. Like, and the whole gentrifying thing comes into play again. It's like these people have been like slowly trying to like push them out and sort of like feeding them problems. So he's kind of like, you know what? Yeah, eat your dad. Like,
and you're gonna love it. And the slow mos and like the thing of spit.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would creep me out every time they did like a slow-mo shot, especially knowing what the hell they're eating, and everyone's just like, "Oh, try the new flavor," and I'm just like,
Bro, no.
And Nelly's like hamming it up too.
Yeah.
Bestseller
Just being all
ever.
helpful.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Oh, our girl Nelly.
yeah, she was. I mean, it is what it is. You know, I'm sure she'll be all right. Hopefully in season 2 they get her out of there. You know,
Yeah, I don't know.
season.
It's not looking good for our girl.
No.
I just hope her grandmother and her just get out of everything.
Yeah.
Finally get that grandma out of that house though.
Yeah,
Mhm.
grandma.
Yeah. It was fucking it was wild. You know, and what about the bodies, you know, like how did you guys like the
effects
I guess
were
like
great.
the effects of the bodies,
Yeah.
you know, hanging
They
up
were
in the
really
freezer.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I
They
think they're really
put
good.
work into that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know, like I see TikToks of this girl that makes for like I think for I don't remember if it's for surgeons or for funeral directors that do work in the morgue and stuff. She makes those like those fake bodies so that they practice, and just knowing they use this, you know, like when you make a wig, the pin thing that they puncture in for the hair and everything and all
Mhm.
that work, knowing that, because like Mark Maron's body looked exactly like
Yeah.
him. The
Yeah,
work that put into it, it wasn't him in a bag.
Oh.
It was like no, like a fake dummy. You could tell it was like fake, but the work they put into like sculpting that is crazy to me.
Yeah, I was
that was a
gonna
lot of
say
work.
like the head, like especially in the freezer when the sun finds it, where it's already like kind of decomposed. Like it looked
Mhm.
really, really good.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
really good.
That's the Amazon budget right there.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. Amazon, I mean, Amazon's been hitting it out the park lately. You know, they had this, you know, they had Swarm, you know, they had
Swarm.
I'm a Virgo. You
Yeah,
know,
I
Oh,
loved it. I
yeah,
loved
me
I Am a
too.
Virgo. It was
That
so
was a very
cute.
special show.
Yeah.
Gen V, you know, with
Yeah.
blood powers and all
Honestly,
that shit.
yeah, Prime has like very original out of there shows compared to the other streaming service. They're kind of like generic, typical, like expected, but like Prime always has something. Even not just that, like the slaughtering is on there, the
Yeah.
sloth. They
Oh,
have that on
Yeah.
there. And then
Oh.
there's a llama one where there's a killer llama.
Mhm.
Like all the like crazy
Gravity.
D-list
Zero Gravity's
animals.
face. She just said,
Oh, you don't know? I think
I
I
thought it was
recorded and
Frozen.
sent it to you. You try to black it out? I remember sending this to you.
those are my type of movie. There's also a movie on Amazon called like The Legend of Stank Mouth.
What?
I'm so
Yes.
Yeah.
I need to
Stank
Google
mouth.
this now.
And you know what it's making me think? I feel like no one's not talking about this, but Prime is like a bougie Tubi. Like
Yes, it is.
'cause
Yes.
I think it's easy to get your film there. I think I gotta
That's
look up how to
hilarious.
get your film uploaded on Prime because it
Mhm.
must be something. Because like I'm
Prime
surprised
equals bougie too.
because it's like I'm surprised I haven't seen any of Kaufman's films on there, like
Mhm.
all of them. Like
I think that's too far. I don't think Prime would allow all
I don't
those
know.
bleeding assholes and
Yeah, they will definitely because
Do you mean Lloyd Kaufman?
yeah,
yeah.
Lloyd
Yeah,
Kaufman.
he has his own. Well, he did last year. I don't know if it's still around, but there's a he had an app, didn't he? Or no,
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm confusing it for Full Moon. Full Moon had an app.
He has
I'm not sure
a
about.
no. He's got like, his own
He does
streaming
have an app?
thing. Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
and
not
he
paying for
does
that,
release some of his movies on Tubi.
Yeah,
Like
I
they
ain't
come
paying
and
for
go.
that.
Yeah.
He does so many free stuff in
Mhm.
events. You don't gotta pay for anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it true that he got his YouTube channel taken down? And then
Of
I think
course.
he had to like petition to get it put back.
That's not coming back.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's not
He
winning.
He should
that
just put his shit on like XNXX or something.
one, honestly.
I think that's the only safest place he got.
Damn. Now, you know, to wrap this thing up, if you guys could see anything for season 2, like where would you like, what direction would you take the show if there was a season 2? You know, and they gave it to you, like and you were the head. You were the head of.
I don't want to
direction
spoil
this season.
anything, but I really want to visually see how the podcast is right now, like where it is. I want to see that happen because I'm all into, you know, that whole underground. Yeah, I don't want to say anything. It's so good.
Yeah.
So good.
I want to see justice for Nelly first and foremost. Then I just want the cliffhanger to be. I want to know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I second that.
Who
Justice
it
for
is.
Nelly.
I want it to be Dominic.
Who she's choking. Hopefully, it's the motherfucker that left her at the beginning. He needs to die.
I want it to be Dominic. I want it to be Guillermo Diaz as Dominic, and that's
Let's manifest.
Yeah. Keep it in your thoughts. Yeah, I don't know. I think, well, actually, what I would like to happen is honestly like wrap up this Dominic shit.
Yes.
So like the beginning of his hypothetical season 2 would be, oh shit, I found him. Also, they never explained like how, like how did this tip come about? It was just like, okay,
I thought they did. Wasn't it like the best friend from college? I thought that's what it was.
But there was, she was just like there talking about it, and then she was there knocking at the door. But I just would prefer it to be him, and then she kills him, and then like let's just move on to the next whatever.
Yeah. Because she has no excuse anymore. Like she kept using him as an excuse of the reason why all this stuff is going on. When he's gone, it's gonna get crazy because it's like, why are you still doing this? Like,
just do you.
Exactly. Just be honestly truthful. You like killing people. You're already a serial killer. Like you hit the number.
There's not much else you can do.
Exactly. You're on a killing spree. Like it's too late.
I think they should have her kill Dominic, you know, in like the first episode, and then you know, she's on the run, you know, of course, obviously, and she changes her name and she opens up her own shop and she's still killing motherfuckers, and then she makes empanadas, and then, you know, Keith Lee walks in and it's just like,
I just went to Magic Hand Dolores empanadas, and
tell me he doesn't blink. I swear he doesn't blink.
And I'm gonna rate it 1 through 10. I'm gonna send my wife and my mother-in-law, and they're gonna go in first. And then she kills him because he gets her shut down because he's like in Atlanta, like whatever that situation was.
Okay, that'd be a good little cameo though.
Yeah, that'd be a hilarious cameo. Oh my god, give me that.
The community would appreciate that one.
Absolutely.
Well, as your non-legal representative, I reserve the right to say that Aaimz Taco, if this ends up in the series, she needs a check and a story by credit.
Thank you.
This is tangible evidence that it's dated, tangible evidence that it's her idea when she came up with it.
Witness.
Copyright.
I was here.
We have verbal witnesses. Yeah. If you don't do anything, you anti-black, then
you support gentrification.
Yeah, you support the strike is over. You got the money now. Roll it out.
Word. Yo, this is the last thing that I did before the strikes. This was the last thing. And then I think like a week later, everything went down.
Yeah.
Timing.
Yeah.
So that's right. You were at the premiere, right? You were at the how was that? How was that?
It was great. I have some matches here from the thing. You know, because of the last scene, everything goes down in flames. But I went on behalf of Fangoria to do red carpet interviews. They don't usually do like red carpets like that in the city, except if it's like for people of color, you know, because the blackening was over here, but y'all know, you get it. But it was cool, and I got to interview the cast. Keita Updike, who plays Nelly, is just like the cutest fucking thing in the world. And like she wanted to talk to me all day. I think we started talking about like pizza and stuff. Oh no, we started talking about like vegan restaurants in the city. Because that's what I did. Everyone on the carpet, I asked them if they were still eating meat after the show. And I got everyone's answers, and some of them gave me very suspicious answers, which I definitely played in their face about. Alejandro Hernandez, I asked him because I know he's Cuban. So I asked him the same question that you asked us, Tyrone. I asked him what part of the body would make the best lechon. He had a very long explanation for that. Suspicious.
Suspicious.
Jason Blum told me that he was open to eating human meat. Super fucking suspicious.
On the list.
Let's be real, he's been on the list.
Yeah,
yeah. And then
Jason Blum, he funded Barbarian. He's open to everything.
He is.
And I appreciate him for that.
Yeah. I ate a lot of empanadas that night, and yeah, it was great. It was very local, very humble. It was cool because I'm not Latina, but I was a brown person on the red carpet. Like, I mean, I wasn't on the carpet. I was interviewing on the carpet. But I've never. It's sure.
It counts.
Thank you. I'll take that. But it was cool to see like a Latino red carpet. Like people were doing their interviews in Spanish in their native tongue. They invited like Spanish New York local media outlets, which was also really cool. And that's like, I don't know, you should cherish those things, and you should definitely make noise for that, because I know I have, not trying to toot a horn, but like I've been to many red carpets and you never hear any sort of native tongue. It's always just the dominant language. So that was like cool. And they invited there was, of course, they had influencers there, and like the influencers were like, you know, all local from Brooklyn and the Bronx, doing their interviews about, you know, in Spanish. And it was cool. It was like, yeah, it was a moment. It was fun. It was fun. And
really
we partied
awesome,
all night. I drank a lot of tequila, ate a lot of empanadas. And Justina Machado is just like fucking explosive. She is so fucking funny. She is, I don't want to say she's a publicist nightmare, but like, oh my God, she just like, she's really real. Like, you have to love her. She's kind of like Cardi B. Like, she could just say whatever she feels because she's just like unapologetically her. And it just made me realize why she's even a better cast to play Dolores, because she's like, she's a little scary like that. Like when she starts going off on Luis and she starts using her hands, calling her bitch, you fucking crazy. Like it's very authentic to her. Yeah, you can still watch that video. I have it on my Instagram, the one with Fangoria, where I asked everyone if they're still eating meat. Some people got a chuckle out of it. There are some girls at Collider next to me, like, I don't understand. And I'm like, honey, this is a show about
do you know where you are? Like,
yes.
You're the outlier.
Okay.
Like, get it together.
Yes, for real. And it was cool.
That's
Cherish those
amazing.
moments. Diverse media, y'all. It's very important.
Fuck yeah.
Yes, I love it. And if you haven't checked out One Day at a Time, it's a fucking hilarious show on Netflix. You know, starring Justina. She definitely does her thing. You know, she's been doing her thing for a while, but she's killing shit. You know, she's killing it. But thank y'all again for joining me tonight, you know, and chopping it up about this show, this crazy ass show. You know, we got through it without exploring too much of Luis's antics, you know.
We danced around it.
You mean the gummy cummies?
There it is. Fuck. We almost made it.
Yeah, almost.
I had to. It wouldn't be me if I didn't.
But thank y'all, you know, for rocking out with me, Lady ShaSha. You know, tell them what you got going on. You know, links in the bio. You know,
just coming off of hella cosplay. Well, that's why I have her over here. I always I always show them on my Instagram. But this was the last cosplay I did for Witchboard. I tried to tease it out as much as Tawny Katane's hair was. My sister taught me how to tease hair. I didn't know how to do that before last week.
Tease from the bottom and go up.
Yeah, I had to learn that whole thing. And shout out to her. So she told me to do that one. So I just did Witchboard. I went back to the 90s, did Axum, gave you a 90s look for that. I went back to the 70s and did Scream Blackula Scream and gave you a nice, oh, my fro was it was froing, so it was beautiful. I'm so proud of myself. Also, Crystal and I are still working on Cabin in the Woods Film Festival 2024, which will be in August, back in Seattle again. This time is going to be 2 days. And for those who don't know, the Cabin in the Woods Film Festival, it's a hybrid festival where part of it is at a cabin in the woods where VIPs come, they stay at the cabin in the woods, they view the horror shorts at the cabin, they have other activities, they get to interact with different like directors, actors, that type of thing in a smaller format. There's also the theater version where, say you don't want to go out to the cabin in the woods, you're not woodsy like that. I'm that type of person. I'm not a kid. I sucked it up. I went to the cabin in the woods, but I'm not a roughing it type of person. No. So we have the theater version where you just come to Seattle those 2 days. Everything's all inclusive. You get your ticket, your snacks, your food, your brunch, and your dinner is included for the whole day. So you have your ticket. You don't have to worry about what you're going to eat or what you're going to drink, and you get a swag bag, nice stuff. And then the third part of it is the cabin on the web. So if you're unable to travel, and this is international, doesn't matter where you are in the world, you can still participate, and it's very interactive. And the way Crystal did it is so that it's kind of like a live stream, and it's very interactive in that you're actually encouraged to talk during the film. And by talk, I mean tweet, or we also have a social message board. If you tweet with the hashtag, it still goes to the social message board. So there's all that interactivity, and that was something that the directors really liked, because one of the things that they were previously shying away from doing online film festivals was that they couldn't see the audience reaction. So Crystal came up with a way that they can see the audience reaction. There's also hosts that host different film blocks, and there's games, there's a virtual escape room, there's trivia contests, and you win different prizes. So it's really, really cool. Other than that, I've been kind of being on TikTok more heavy now than YouTube, because I can kind of do more there. So I'm at Horror Freak on TikTok, and I share that also on Instagram, but mostly TikTok. Did I forget anything else? Hood podcast every Monday. We talk about news of the weird. The very weird. It's a lot of, did it happen in Florida or Eastern Europe? We have a good time there. And we also talk about Black geek culture. So on this Monday coming, we most likely will be doing the Loki review, because I think the season is ending. And we just did what did we do last week? I'm blanking. I know we did Halloween, the best Halloween costumes on TikTok and Instagram. We did News of the Weird. I feel like we did a show review, but I can't remember what show it was, because this is when you have brain overload. I'll put it in the comments if it was something that was really huge, but we're definitely doing Loki this Monday.
Oh yes, love it. And Cabin in the Woods Film Festival.
Yes, the Tyrone came. Yeah.
Yes. It was awesome, and run by Black women,
Yes.
So the food is seasoned. So check it out.
Yes, it was. Oh, by the way, our caterer was a Latina, and she hooked it up, like our dinner. Yes. If you go to the Cabin in the Woods Film Festival on Instagram, loads of pictures there. Also, my TikTok, I put loads of pictures and video from the brunch. And I forgot to mention, at the brunch and at the dinner, you also interact with the filmmakers. So it's not just the audience. It's a really great kind of more intimate experience. Really, really nice. And Seattle is a beautiful setting. We were like right across the park from the Space Needle. So it's really cool.
Amazing. That's really awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Now, what about you, Aaimz? What you got going on?
Currently nothing really that I can think of. I forgot. I got an after party I run, Otakus with Attitude for Anime NYC after party. And if you don't make mine, there's plenty more. There's Senpai Project has one on a Friday at the Sony Theater. And then there's LAN Party has after parties on the weekend, and then there's Sexy Nerds, and there's
I like that. I like that
Sonic
name.
Boombox. So there's a like wherever you are, where if you don't want to go too far from here or there, there's several after parties at Anime NYC. That's where you'll find me. I'm gonna cosplay Asuka from Evangelion, and my girl's gonna be Ray. So
Anime NYC, is that your Instagram or?
oh no, that's not my Instagram at all. That's the name of the con that's happening
Okay.
next weekend. I'm doing a club version, obviously, because it's gonna be too hot for that shit. And yeah, that's where you're gonna be finding me because I'm not going to the con. I'll be at PAX Unplug in Philly, or I think it's in Philly with my DM and party, like my D&D group. It's a tabletop type of convention, mostly like like Magic, D&D, like all that stuff, and I'll be there. Yeah, it's mostly it. But you can find my Instagram is Aaimz Taco. My Twitter is just Aaimz, not just Aaimz. It's Aaimz. And then I also have Amy Davis is my other voice acting Twitter, and my other Instagram is also Amy Davis VA on the after that. And my TikTok is Aaimz Taco. Also, you can find me there where I just randomly just post stuff, and I'm always shit posting and shaking my ass.
Hello.
Yeah, she has some of the best cosplays.
Yeah,
ever.
I was
Ever.
I was a cryptid this year.
Amazing.
Nightcrawler,
Very
the Friend Zone
cool.
Nightcrawler. I kept telling Xero I was gonna do it every year. I kept saying I was like I gotta do it, but I was like telling I gotta be double cheeked up when I do it.
Yes.
100%.
Can't lie.
Yeah.
No arms, just
no arms, just double cheeked up. And then it's so funny when I showed you. Remember when you like you didn't know what it was, and then I showed you
like,
exactly.
what
You were
am
like,
I
"Wow,
looking
this is
at?"
actually accurate." Every person that was like, "What the fuck are you?" Until I show them, they're like,
Like,
"You weren't lying. It is
Ah.
spooky pair of pants."
amazing.
Listen, the accuracy, because
Yeah.
even when I met you, you were the Invisible Man. You were
Yeah,
That's my
that
that's my
shit was
personal
dope.
that's
favorite.
awesome.
Yeah, I love doing the Invisible Man.
That one
I want to
was
bring them out
crazy.
somewhere another year.
And that was
time.
the year at my party when I was like, "Please, y'all, no masks." And then this
Yeah.
kid shows up, no nothing.
I was like Xero. I don't count because I'm the Invisible Man. You can't see me.
Girl, whatever.
What about you, Natasha? What you got going on?
Honestly, I'm still like kind of running on low battery from like spooky season. I think I did like 3 or 4 different looks, so like not that much. I've been slowly working on a Quebec-centered short film. So I'm writing a script
Cool.
that's very Quebec centered. It's about Saint Jean Baptiste. I don't know if you guys know what that is, but it's a French holiday here where people like go ham and party on. People in French here, I don't know if you guys know about this, but
Yeah, I do.
French language laws.
I watch Letterkenny. I know.
You watch Letterkenny?
Yeah, I love that show.
Okay, perfect.
That's
So
the most knowledge I get.
So I'm kind of trying to like focus on like the Quebec language laws here and trying to take an extreme approach and make it sort of like a slasher, but Saint Jean Baptiste themed. So that's like the thing I'm working on right now.
Like the pasta thing, I remember that was a thing. When I traveled there, like somebody told us that like a restaurant got shut down. They got in trouble because they had the word pasta on their menu.
Wait, what?
Pasta? Yeah. Like they're really like fucked up about language. Like even there's a bar up the street from me that was called Ye Old Orchard. It's like an English pub. And they got mad about it, the French language police, and now it's being changed into like Maison Publique.
What?
Wow.
Yeah, it's like something that's so stupid that doesn't even make any sense.
That Letterkenny episode when they're beefing, when they go ice fishing, and then they don't understand each other, but the one consistent thing is Celine Dion.
Yeah,
that makes a lot more sense to me now. Like how like severity of like how they are about that. I'll never forget when I was in cheerleading camp and in high school. No, it was in college. I'm sorry. And there was a Montreal team, and I thought it was the cutest thing because they were saying everything in French, and it was like "ado, toi, tree." Like it was like I thought it was the cutest thing ever.
Like French is great. Like don't get me wrong,
Yeah.
but it's really really intense here. Like with how far they're making it impossible for like immigrants to like live here comfortably. Impossible for people from other places in Canada, like everywhere else in Canada, to even come here and like.
Yeah,
What
they
do you
really
hear?
be beefing. That's crazy.
Like, it's crazy. So I wanted to like sort of show that in like slasher form.
I think that's a
funny
great
'cause
idea.
That's an amazing idea.
Yeah,
I'm
so
all
that's
for
what
that.
I've been slowly working on.
You could easily get it on Prime.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's funny because the gag is they'll be so like this in Quebec and then go to France and get totally treated like trash because their French is not
Yeah, make
perfect.
it make sense.
What is your problem? It's like,
Yeah.
They get
You
humbled
beefing the
real
wrong
quick.
Truly
people.
that. Like I'll be speaking if I go to like Hochelaga, it's like the more of the French place, and I speak English. People will give me a dirty look and be like, "Hey, c'est Quebec ici, like get the fuck out of here," sort of thing. Like, okay, cool.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Now what you got going on, Xero?
Nothing. I got nothing.
Taking a break?
on. Yeah, kind of. I'm in the middle of moving. I'm going to be moving soon, so that's going to be taking a lot of my time. Surprise. Sorry, Aaimz.
Where are you
not far.
moving?
I'm not very far. Yeah, just my lease is ending, so I gotta hop a couple train stops over. But yeah, I too am also a little burnt out from Halloween season. I did a lot. Aaimz and I did a lot together, as we always do. And we'll continue to do. But right now, I'm just finishing up on some promises that I made to fill out some campaigns for the next couple months. And I will be taking it easy. Blurty Massacre is about to end for the season. We'll be back maybe beginning of February after the holidays are over. So I just need to chill the fuck out. And I'm stepping into eggnog season.
Wait, you're not gonna be around because I was gonna make your family the cornbread y'all liked.
I mean,
I'm because I thought you said you're going to Florida this year, right?
Yeah, but I'm leaving on Thanksgiving.
Oh.
We'll talk about it next time I'm home. But yeah, I'm chilling and yeah, I'm watching a lot of werewolf movies because I've decided that November is for the werewolves. So I think I'm gonna watch that one as soon as we get off of here. Hold on, pause. What is it called? I don't remember what it's called, but I got a whole list from my followers. They're very helpful.
You already seen Ginger Snaps before, right?
Of course. But I would rewatch it, but I just rewatched it last month. So it's too soon.
Yeah,
so
that's way too soon. I was so happy you were watching American Werewolf.
Oh yes,
it's one of my favorite transformations like ever in any werewolf movie. It's so epic.
And then like 2 or 3 nights ago, I went to this boutique theater I like called the Roxy on Canal Street because they were doing a screening of The Howling, which I'd never seen before, so that was a first time watch for me. And then afterwards there was 2 short films from NYU students, both about werewolves. So it was like a fun, and it's in November. I told you November is for the werewolves, and that was fun.
Do you have Howl on your list?
Howl? I do have, that's like 2014 or like something like that. Yeah, I do have that one on my list. Should I bump it up higher, or like what do you?
I enjoyed it, but it's been a long time since I've seen it. So I saw it when it came out back then. I just remember being really good.
Which one are you gonna watch tonight?
Okay, hold on. I'm gonna tell you right now. I have it because I have a big master list.
I saw your letterbox for the Howling. I was like, damn.
I do realize that like American Werewolf in London like overshadows The Howling because it's the same year. I didn't realize it's the same exact fucking year. But
Rick Baker had actually started working on that. Rick Baker started working on The Howling, and he left The Howling to work on American Werewolf in London, and then his assistant finished the creature effects for The Howling.
Ah, okay. I thought The Howling was a little boring. It just had that like very typical like 80s timeline, which is like story, character heavy, and then like the last 35 minutes is just fucking crazy. And like, that was great, but it just like, it took me a while to get there. But the practical effects were very good. I just watched American Werewolf before, so I was like, okay, we're going to 4 legs, 2 legs now. We're in bipedal territory. The one that I was thinking about watching tonight is Late Phases.
Nice.
Oh, that's good.
Okay.
That's really
all right.
Good.
Thumbs up.
I haven't
Have you seen Teen Wolf?
The Michael J. Fox? I'm not.
Yeah,
watching that
I
one.
love
No,
Teen
I'm not
Wolf.
doing
You
that.
should watch it.
Wait,
you
you never
should
seen
watch
it?
it. It's
Have
fun.
you seen it?
There's other things that I need to get to on the list before that.
But
And
have
I
you seen it?
Yes.
Okay, I was about to say.
Oh, okay.
I was about to say.
Remember that one with like Christina Ricci and like Jesse
Yeah.
Eisenberg?
It was Wes Craven.
Yeah,
Yeah, that
what's
was
it called?
Wes Craven.
Oh, Curse.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes. I was gonna skip Teen Wolf. I was gonna skip Ginger Snaps, and I'm just gonna skip all of Underworld because I watched those.
Yeah, I was gonna say you
Yeah,
already watched that.
Yeah.
You watched that.
I'm trying to go for ones that I either haven't seen in a long time or I've never seen. I just watched Dog Soldiers. That shit was sick.
That was really
Dog
good.
Soldiers
Yeah.
was tight. Oh my god, I need to do my.
I was gonna
Letterboxd
ask if
on
you
it,
saw
man.
that one.
You need to.
That
Was
was
it Maya in Cursed?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Maya was in Curse.
Yeah.
Our girl Maya come through.
That's a Snapple fact. Maya.
Yo, yes.
You need to
That
let
was
me
one of
know
our
when
trivia
you do Wolf of Snow
questions.
Hollow.
Yes.
Yeah, the
I
Wolf of
heard
Snow
of that
Hollow was
one.
pretty good.
A lot of
It's
people
kind of a
gave me that
comedy
one.
horror.
Yeah, I
I'm
really
down.
enjoyed that one.
Oh, I was also gonna skip Werewolves Within because I've seen that one.
Oh,
very
yeah.
recently.
But what
No,
about The
that's-
Werewolf? Do you see it? Do you put that on your list? The Werewolf?
The
Somebody's kitty meowing.
Meg
I
the
don't know.
Werewolf.
I don't know.
I mean, like
I know
the
Wolfman. You mean
OG werewolf.
You mean the Wolf?
Oh,
The Hollywood boys.
oh, okay.
Universal Monsters, I'm talking about.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
that's
yeah.
the Wolfman. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
Lon Shady Jr.
I
We
gotta
just
put
watched
that
that. I
on the
watched it
list.
with my grandmother in October.
Yeah.
love
It's a
But it's
short
called
movie.
it's called
really
The
short.
Werewolf. The
No, it's
the
called the
56
Wolfman.
one? The 56
Wait,
one? I'm talking about 1956. It's on Tubi right now.
Know what? I'm thinking of the 19. I feel like it's the 1930s or 40s. The one I'm thinking of.
Oh, you're
Yeah,
thinking
you're talking
about
about like the OG.
yeah, the Wolfman is the 1941.
Yeah. Okay.
I was talking about
So
the
we're still-
56 one. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I have to check that one out. I was watching the Wolfman.
Damn, look at
Yeah,
us
we
go.
need to
Maybe we're
start.
all gonna do wolves.
I forgot Jack Nicholson was a wolf in Wolf. I forgot like he was a werewolf
Yeah.
and it's called Wolf.
It
I
happens.
forgot entirely about this.
I've
That
yeah, I
happens.
don't.
He tried to be so sexy in that. I remember.
Mm.
They made that. They tried to make that
The
movie.
werewolf
horny.
is on Tubi.
Yeah.
Of course it
Oh,
is.
check that out.
Oh, guess what? Oh, there's a lot of werewolf movies on Tubi. I'm looking right now.
Mhm.
Every
Tubi has,
werewolf
like,
movie is like on Tubi.
literally-
This is like
Graveyard of
Amityville
every
Werewolf
day.
on Tubi.
Yeah.
Frankenstein meets the Wolfman,
Wait,
1943.
have we
That's
ever
on
had a
Peacock.
black werewolf movie? I know we've had black vampire.
We have.
movies.
We have.
We had Blackenstein. We had Blackula.
Well,
we had
the one with Chance the Rapper was like.
I'm like
not-
Blair Blue. Oh yeah, that one was. I like that movie. Wait,
Girl,
is it
what?
called?
We're- Oh my
What?
god! Like slice.
the pizza delivery movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Second time.
Ooh.
Yo, I feel like Zazie Beetz was also there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe it's just.
Yeah,
Zazie
we don't talk about
Beetz.
that
Maybe
one.
Zazie Beats got me.
We're gonna stick with Werewolves Within
Mhm.
for
Curse
now.
of the Curse of the Queer Wolf. That one is it's can be polarizing, but I did read it was like a trans person's critique of it. It was
Oh,
very
interesting.
Yeah.
That is
Okay.
super
They-
cool.
I like
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
All right. Well, thank y'all again for stopping by. We'll be back next week where I'll be ripping Exorcism or Exorcist Believer
Yes.
a new asshole with a few other people. So we'll see how that goes. We'll see how that goes. But thank you, Tony Man, for stopping by, In Love with Horror Podcast. Tamon, Spooky Vicky, everybody's for stopping by. Jaleesa, thank you for stopping by. The Unbound and Rewound Podcast. Avery, thank you for stopping by. Showing love. Polo Surf, thank you for stopping by. If I missed your name, I apologize. I'm just scrolling down. But that's going to be another episode of Evol Live. And as always, people, peace, love, and horror. And we're out of this thing.